I think the biggest challenge is the cold afterwards, and somebody might want to jump in here, but usually when we have a storm like this, we don't have sub-zero weather a few days right after. So if we don't get as Mike Broll said earlier today, if we don't get the main thoroughfares plowed from corner to corner, from curb to curb, I should say, that snow could be there for a while, and that would be a loss of parking spaces, and that would then make these streets smaller in the middle to travel down. So we're asking people, please get your cars off the street. We're asking people not to plow in the street, not to shovel in the street. We're asking businesses on main thoroughfares, do not be plowing in the street. If you plow in the street, we will be getting you with fines, because that snow will not go anywhere. So we're asking people to be coordinated efforts with all of us as we remove the snow.
Because of that situation, is there any different technique for plowing or police that you're doing differently because of that anticipated?
Well, we bought a couple truck-mounted snow blowers in 2016, right after the 2015 weather. We didn't get a chance to use them in 2016, but we did use them last year. So we'll be removing a lot of snow off the street. Rather than plowing it and pushing it, we will have those truck-mounted snow blowers taking it off the street. So hopefully we'll see a little less snow on the street, and that's one of the biggest things we've done. But you know, as far as it really depends upon getting help from the public. If we can keep people off the street, we can get these plows down main thoroughfares without cars on the street. That's key, because if you have to go around cars, that makes it more difficult. And again, as I said, whatever snow is missed tomorrow, and by tomorrow night, when Friday comes, that snow turns into ice, and a plow can't move the ice.
For in terms of people seeking shelter, for that reason, you mentioned that the shelters are already pretty.
No, there's capacity. Yeah, there's capacity in our shelters. I mean, we have Pine Street was on television last night talking about how they had additional beds. We brought in additional beds as well into our shelters. One of the beauties of our shelter on 112 Southampton Street is we're able to build out a kitchen area for people to come and lounge and enjoy. So we can do at night. We can turn those into bed areas, and in the morning turn those back into food areas. So we have the ability to be able to do that. And I think we added almost 100 new cots in our shelter. So we have, from what I understand right now, we have more than enough beds for everyone that's needs it, because of the extra capacity we have there.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Just some residents can call 311 or their local police station?
Yeah, no, not residents, emergency personnel. So if you're a nurse or a doctor and you work in the hospitals, it happened in 2014, where the public transportation went down because of so much snow. So the police were able to drive people to and from work. And I think at that point some other agencies helped out as well. This is to get doctors and nurses to and from hospitals, to help them if they need a ride. Because we're asking people not to be on the roads. So some of the transportation the hospitals might provide, they might not be able to provide tomorrow. So we're asking emergency personnel to help us with the nurses and doctors.
Mayor, with regard to asking people not to be on the roads, I don't know if you've been in contact with the governor at all during the talk.
Yeah, the governor's going to have a press conference at 4, I believe, and he's going to talk about so everything we're doing is working hand in hand with him. So everything we've done is with the state. We've worked very closely with the state on this. So I think the messages are going to be very similar.
Okay, so is a driving ban coming?
It's not necessarily a driving ban, but we're encouraging people not to drive on the roads. I mean, we're asking people not to come in. I mean, City Hall, we're going to ask them. I'm asking employers in the city of Boston if people can work from home, let them work from home tomorrow, because of the weather. I don't know if I don't think there'll be a state of emergency declared in the state, but for the city, there's a emergency parking ban in place. So any employers that are willing to allow their workers to work from home, we're encouraging that. That's why we went to emergency personnel here in City Hall. We want to keep City Hall open in case somebody needs to pay a bill or do something like that. But for the most part, we're asking city employees to stay home as well tomorrow to keep them off the road. And we're asking them to check their voicemail from home if there's any situations that need to be addressed.
Mr. Mayor, you mentioned something.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
How confident are you about the PTA tomorrow?
I'm confident, but you're thinking when there's a foot of snow on the ground, there's going to be issues with anything. I mean, if you have a brand new car in the driveway and it's sub-zero weather for 7 straight days and you have a foot of snow on the ground, you're going to have a hard time with a brand new car. So I think that I would expect there'll be some delays tomorrow. I know that the state has done some incredible upgrades on the T, and they have a system in place. The workers will be there tomorrow and making sure that they move the system along. But if you get a foot of snow on Commonwealth Avenue in the Green Line, I mean, there's going to be issues with trains and trolleys and buses and things like that. So everyone's going to have an issue tomorrow. So I think we have to be patient with that tomorrow.
Mr. Mayor, you mentioned about tweeting information about the city, logisticals and stuff like
Yeah.
that in terms of the clouds, and releasing information to the public using Twitter. The president has released some tweets, as you know, in regards to the leadership of North Korea, their nuclear arsenal. They're just spat back and forth. Does the president's tweet back and forth adversely affect us here in Boston?
I think I mean, this is a snow conference, but I think what the president's tweets are doing, I think
You're the leadership of Boston.
let me,
That's why I was asking.
yeah, I think it adversely affects the entire world. I mean, that's pretty scary last night, what was going back and forth, and it's not the way that a leader of our country should be acting through Twitter. The information, we use Twitter. We don't do policy in Twitter. We don't put our policy out. We might explain things on Twitter, but the reason we're using our Twitter tomorrow is for the intention, I think, was there, social media, to let people know of alerts that might happen or problems we might have if something goes on. I think that's a separate conversation for a different press conference. Any other questions or concerns?
Well, just in terms of city contracts, I know that every year or every couple of years maybe you sort of go back over the contracts that are in place for snow removal, and I know things always shift around. Is there anything substantially different this year? Do you feel, I know sometimes it's hard for people to get the manpower out there for the city of Boston.
No, I think this year the plow. I think we're in the middle of a contract, so we're in good shape. We have no new, the same people that are covering the areas from last year, covering this year. I mean, I think it's important. We do multi-year contracts, so I think it's the companies are familiar with the areas, they're familiar with the roads. Oftentimes, the private contractors we bring in know the roads, they know the streets, they know the people. So I think that it's important to have consistency. And this year, we didn't change the routes around, so the people that are going to be covering different neighborhoods will be the same companies that covered them last year, I think, and the year before. So I feel confident that they know the roads as good as anybody. Anything else? All right, thanks, everybody. Thank you.